Welcome to this week's Coach's Corner. Ashley Chase alongside head coach Derek Schooley. Coming off a weekend split at RIT, started out in pretty spectacular fashion as Terry Schaefer gets that win in his hometown. Just knowing him as a player over the last 4 years, to see him get that win up there and the way the team kind of came around him, what can you say a little bit about that experience for him?
Well, he's done very well out there. He had his sophomore year, he had, I think, a win and a tie out there, played extremely well in front of a lot of his family and friends last year. He played well. Unfortunately, we didn't get the win in front of him, and to be able to get a shutout in his hometown, and last time playing RIT in RIT's building, unless we play him in the playoffs somehow, I think it's pretty special for him. He's a really good kid, and I know he's very tight with his family, and his family has come out in droves to support the Colonials and to support him, and it was good for him to be able to get the job done in front of them.
Once again, it was a weekend where you had different guys scoring every time. Every single goal scored this weekend was by a different player. You guys have really kind of relied on that balance throughout the year. Win or lose, good to see that still happening.
Well, I said at the beginning of the year we're going to have score by committee, and we're going to have guys step up and have career years, and we're going to have guys that we can't rely on one or two guys to get the job done, and I think we've done a very good job. We've got scoring from a lot of different people. It's been spread out. Our guys have done very well on our special team systems. Our power play has still been outstanding. Our penalty kill is getting better every week, and we're still being able to chip in some shorthanded goals too. So I think one of the things that we take out of the weekend is you can't take a period off, and I think we took a period off. The second period of the second game, and RIT capitalized, and I think they had 3 goals that period, and probably could have had more. We didn't get a lot going, but we came out and played a spirited third period. Unfortunately, just a little bit too late, and we got behind the 8 ball, and we can't do that. We can't take a period off on any weekend. You got to play 6 periods, and you got to make sure you're ready to play for every one of them.
One of the guys that has been very successful on that power play is Brady Ferguson, 4 power play goals. Brandon Denham, the only other one with that number. But what can you tell me about Brady Ferguson as a player, how he's maybe taken the next step this season into being one of those reliable guys?
Well, when you come from a non-traditional hockey area like Dallas, Texas, you're going to have huge gains and huge leaps because you're still getting accustomed to things. Last year was Brady Ferguson's first time playing hockey on a team outside of Texas. He played his junior hockey in Texas. He played his youth hockey in Texas. So it was a little bit of a learning curve for him away from there. But I think being on the ice every day, playing at a high level, it's just allowed him to get better and better and continue to score, because he had a great start to last year and then kind of really tailed off towards the end, and he's really doing things the right way. We could be a little bit more harder to play defensively in his own zone at times, but knows our systems, knows where he's supposed to be, just needs to make sure that he focuses on both ends of the puck. But offensively, he's been outstanding, and those are the kind of guys that you need to step up when you're replacing guys like Jacqueline and Wido, and I think you can go and say that we've done a pretty good job. Our guys have really stepped up, and each player has taken it on themselves, and not just Brady Ferguson, but everybody to take steps in their game.
Somebody you saw come and score this weekend, Alex Bonche, gets his first career goal in that third period, and you could feel for a moment that maybe that really had sparked something in that third frame when you guys were down. Just to see him kind of chip one in. He's gotten points on the board this year with assists, but finally gets that one to go.
Yeah, it's always good to see guys get their first goals. You never know when they're going to get them and how they're going to get them, but Alex had chances, and you're just hoping that he finally gets it to get that monkey off his back. And it was good to see that him get that goal. And guys go through their freshman year sometimes without goals, and it happened to John Ray, it happened to Brendan Jameson when he was a captain, Evan Moore. Those guys eventually chip in, and then they get a few more at Rob Mann last year. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can go about getting your first goal, but it was a big goal for us. It gave us some momentum. It gave us a spark, and unfortunately we weren't able to. We sustained it for as long as we could, and then they scored after that to make it 5-3, and I think that just took a lot of the wind out of our sails.
As you guys look to bounce back this week, kind of a tough week. You've got finals for everyone, balancing practice and academics, and you've still got a home-and-home series to play this weekend. What's kind of the balance been like this week?
Well, we gave our guys Monday off, and we went very light on Tuesday, and today Wednesday we tried to keep it as up tempo as possible, where they didn't have to think a lot. You want to make sure that they get a good skate and a good work in, but don't want to overtax their minds, because their minds are already taxed. And as the week goes on, we'll have we had some guys miss the start of practice today. We had some guys that had to leave early for practice today. So, but as we get into Thursday, Friday, our guys will start winding down with the finals. The pressure will stop mounting as much, and we'll start having everybody in here for practice. And our guys have done a tremendous job in school. I can't say enough about how serious they take school, how they really put their time in academically. 25 guys on the all-academic team last year for Atlantic Hockey, the best GPA at Robert Morris, one of the best GPAs in college hockey. And I think those are things that our guys take seriously, and it's a challenge sometimes to balance them during finals week. But we can't look too far ahead to Christmas break. We've got 2 important games coming up against Canisius, and got to make sure we get our work in while getting their academic work in.
Against Canisius this weekend, taking a little bit of a look at what they've done this year. They've had some close losses, some close wins. They split with Air Force last weekend. What do you see in a team like Canisius and what they bring to the table this season?
Well, they're a well-structured hockey team, and they play their structure, they play their systems very well. They've got some dynamic offensive players, and Ralph Kademi and Shane Conacher. Defense, Jack Standard's a good player, and obviously you got Riley Turner in net that's done a very good job, and their freshman who came in late has done a very good job as well. So their history of being tight defensive, tight checking. I think we played a 1-1 game last year and a 2-1 overtime win, and that's their MO. And they've got some really dangerous offensive players that you have to be aware of. Defensively, they do a good job of being in lanes, blocking shots, and they play their system very well.
Well, we'll have you covered this weekend here in Pittsburgh and on the road in Buffalo. Coach, best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.